Nature makes no room for weakness. Every day is a battle for survival. The hunter is always waiting for one mistake. And death has never been far away. (109 degrees Fahrenheit). Dried grass burns yellow all the way to the horizon, trembling beneath heat waves like an ocean boiling away. The East African sun does not shine, it presses down, heavy, blinding white, without mercy. This is the Serengeti, the largest open-air arena on the planet, where there are no walls, no caves, no shadows to shelter behind. "30,000 square miles of grassland stretching from the foot of Kilimanjaro to the shores of Lake Victoria. A vast golden carpet where every blade of grass is soaked in blood. Here, prey can see death approaching from over a mile away, and death can see them too. Nothing is hidden. No one is spared. Because right in the heart of this scorching arena, a ruthless chain of power operates from the panicked leap of the smallest prey to the sky-splitting roar of the one who sits on the throne. At the lowest tier, impalas live every second as though it were their last. Weighing 90 to 140 pounds, their sleek, reddish-brown coats gleaming under the sun, impalas are biological sculptures engineered for one single purpose: escaping death. Their leaps reach 33 feet in length and 10 feet in height, a perfect parabola slicing through the hot air. When one leaps, the entire herd erupts, 20, 30, 50 bodies launching simultaneously like fireworks made of bone and muscle. A predator's eyes cannot lock onto a target when 50 targets take flight at once. Chaos by design. But chaos is not always enough, because the creature chasing them is the most perfect speed machine that 4 billion years of evolution has ever built. The cheetah. Weighing just 80 to 140 pounds lighter than every other big cat, because every excess ounce is a fraction of a second lost. Its spine curves like a drawn bow, stretching and contracting with every stride, extending each step to 23 feet, from a standstill to 60 miles per hour in 3 flat seconds. Faster than any supercar ever manufactured. Semi-retractable claws dig into the ground like sprinting spikes. A long flat tail pivots mid-stride at top speed. Every detail on its body serves a single word: faster. But speed demands a brutal price. After every chase, the cheetah's body temperature rockets to 106 degrees Fahrenheit, the threshold where brain cells begin to die. "15 seconds, that is the entire time budget the cheetah is allowed to spend. If the prey is still running after 15 seconds, the cheetah must stop, lie panting under the sun, and accept empty-handed defeat. Success rate: just 4 to 5 out of every 10 attempts. The fastest on the planet, yet also the most fragile among the big cats. Pure speed is never enough when you lack the strength to keep what you have won. But not every creature chooses to run. Some choose to stand and turn their own bodies into weapons. The ostrich, the largest bird on Earth, weighing up to 300 pounds, too heavy to fly, but far from helpless. Muscular legs deliver kicks with enough force to crush a lion's skull and reach speeds of 43 miles per hour on the ground, faster than any land bird alive. The largest eyes of any land animal, about 2 inches in diameter, scan the savanna and detect enemies from nearly 2 miles away when they are still mere specks on the horizon. Males defend their nests with primal fury, spreading wings spanning 6.5 feet, charging headlong into intruders. In the savanna's chain of fear, the ostrich proves you do not need to fly to dominate. You just need to be too large, too fast, too dangerous for anyone to dare underestimate. Then comes the river of life, the wildebeest. Over 1.5 million migrate every year, tracing a circle of nearly 2,000 miles through the Serengeti and the Masai Mara, the greatest overland march still remaining on Earth. Weighing 260 to nearly 600 pounds, they move like a black ocean hooves, pounding dust into the sky, the thundering rhythm rumbling underground like war drums of an army with no general. Strength lies in sheer numbers. One wildebeest is a meal. 1.5 million is a catastrophe for anyone foolish enough to charge into the current. But within that river, there is always the weakest, the aged, the young, the sick falling behind. And that is all the one at the top needs. The lioness, the true hunter of the savanna. Weighing 260 to 400 pounds, smaller than the male but faster, more precise and more ruthless in every hunting maneuver. They never hunt alone, 2, 3, sometimes 6, forming tactical formations like a special operations unit across the grasslands. One group flushes the wildebeest herd from the front, forcing the stampede. Another flanks from both sides, closing the distance. The pounce targets the prey's flank, pulling it down, pinning it, clamping onto the throat, squeezing until the chest stops rising. But the African savanna is not the only place where evolution has carved a chain of fear. Nearly 9,000 miles away, on the other side of the Atlantic, another furnace burns where the chain of power does not operate under blinding light, but hides in darkness, crawls underground, and whispers in absolute silence. Ground temperature hits 177 degrees Fahrenheit. Air rises like steam off a red-hot skillet, bending the horizon into trembling ripples. This is the Sonoran Desert, the largest furnace in North America, over 100,000 square miles of sand, rock, and cactus, stretching from Arizona through California, cutting across Mexico. Nothing survives here. At least, that is what everyone thinks. Because the Sonoran is nature's greatest paradox, the hottest desert in North America, yet also the wettest, receiving rain in 2 seasons, generating biodiversity that no other arid landscape can match. "350 bird species tear through the scorching sky. "60 mammal species prowl in the darkness. More than 100 reptile species slide across the burning sand. But biodiversity also means more prey, and more predators wanting to eat them. In the hottest desert on the planet, what is more terrifying, the heat or the one standing atop the food chain? The answer begins at the bottom, at the lowest tier. At the base of the food chain, one creature lives every day as though it were its last. The desert cottontail. Weighing barely 3 pounds, measuring about 15 inches long, a mobile meal for nearly every predator in the Sonoran. Enormous ears making up 14% of its body size, not for better hearing, but for survival. A dense network of capillaries inside the ears dilates under the heat, radiating body warmth outward. A perfect biological cooling system. Without this mechanism, the blood would boil from within. At dawn and dusk, when temperatures drop just enough, the cottontail leaves its shelter. It moves by hopping from shadow to shadow, shadow hopping as though the ground between two patches of shade were lava. Every hop is a life or death calculation. The distance between two shadows, the angle of the sun, the direction of wind carrying enemy scent. Everything eats the desert cottontail, but not everything dares to touch the creature that comes next. The horned lizard, tiny, slow, and looking like a rock with legs. A thorny armor coating its body turns it into a meal that is hard to swallow in the most literal sense. Any predator that tries to gulp down a horned lizard faces dozens of spines jabbing into the roof of its throat. Coloring blends into rock and sand. Thorny armor transforms its body into a fortress. But that is only the first line of defense. When cornered, the horned lizard activates a weapon that no other reptile on the planet possesses. It shoots blood from the corners of its eyes, up to 5 feet. The blood contains a bitter compound that makes coyotes, foxes, and even snakes spit it out and walk away. The most fearsome biological weapon in the desert does not come from fangs or claws, but from the eyes. In the Sonoran chain of fear, the horned lizard proves a principle. Defense is the currency of survival. No need for speed, no need for size. Just be horrifying enough that no one wants to try. But one creature goes even further. It does not defend with blood or thorns. It defends with other creatures' fear. The burrowing owl, the only owl in the Sonoran that lives underground. Averaging about 6 ounces with a wingspan of 20 to 24 inches, the burrowing owl is smaller than a soda can. But do not underestimate it. Unlike every other owl species, the burrowing owl hunts during the day insects, small mice, lizards, anything that fits its beak. Abnormally long legs allow it to run across the ground, a terrestrial hunter in the form of a bird that belongs to the sky. The burrowing owl does not dig burrows, it steals them. Old dens of prairie dogs, desert tortoises, badgers any hole deep enough. And when an enemy approaches the burrow entrance, the burrowing owl produces a sound that makes every desert creature freeze solid. The rattle of a rattlesnake. Not a real rattlesnake, but the burrowing owl perfectly mimicking the hiss of the desert's most feared killer. In the darkness of the burrow, no intruder dares take the risk. "6 ounces, no venomous fangs, no thorny armor, but the burrowing owl has turned fear itself into a weapon." In the chain of fear, the burrowing owl understands something that few species ever grasp sometimes. Pretending to be terrifying is more effective than actually being terrifying. But mimicking a rattlesnake only works when the real thing is not nearby. And in the Sonoran Desert, the rattlesnake is always nearby.